Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all the planets that are in retrograde and how it correlates to today's times. Basically going to do like the current events. I've already made a video on Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde, and then I made one on Gemini new moon. And then I had to re-navigate my research, and because I had to really do my research on this George Floyd incident. I've been tapping into Young Pharaoh's channel. It's a really good channel, very factual about the world's history. I would definitely recommend to watch that whenever, or if you're just confused about what is going on. Yeah, and also I just want to talk about the planets in retrograde from a Black person's point of view. I only say Black because I'm American, and no one says African Chinese, African Canadian, African European, African American. Like, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. It's just everyone is called by their nationality, but Black people aren't, because we're somewhat like a lost, we're lost because we were kidnapped. But yeah, so I'm gonna just call myself American. I will use white and Black terms just to make this video run smoother. I'm gonna probably make a different video about these terms and why they should be dismantled. But anyways, nonetheless, yeah, so I'm gonna talk about Saturn retrograde. Even though I already made a video on Pluto retrograde and Saturn retrograde, I want to update it and compare it to now, because what I was saying was so spot on. But now that I actually have more examples to tie it in with, I definitely want to share them. So Saturn retrograde. Saturn is basically karma. Things that did not have power or were not being heard, and things that are powerful and have an audience and, a platform, is being shifted, whereas the people who weren't in power or weren't being heard are being heard, and government is being dismantled. Like, you have people not trusting the president who's Republican, and then you hear all these scandals that are going on with Hillary Clinton and Bill Gates and Obama. Like, all those things are coming out, and no one's really like trusting these people that everyone looked up so highly to. So yeah, I totally see karma happening in that point, and also with America. And I believe there's other riots happening or peaceful protests happening in other, countries. But people, the citizens of society, are, coming together. One drop of a human one human is like a drop of water, and collectively, when we all come together, we become a powerful sea. And yeah, you could just see people coming together and unifying, and putting everything to the side. Everyone's learning new things to elevate themselves into this fifth dimension ascension, and you could just see it happening right in front of you. And I think it's so beautiful and so cool, because although there are these like quote unquote elites who are having their own agenda to carry on their agenda, let's just keep it like that, there are still people who are light workers. Like, there are some people who are, being negative, using spiritual warfare negatively, taking it out on the mass population. But at the same time, the mass population, there is the youth who have genuine and good intentions, who are light workers, who want to see this world expand its consciousness. And I'm one of them, and I just see everyone's getting a platform at this moment to talk about these really beautiful things that really could bring us together. And it's like everyone's doing shadow work right now. And that's what retrograde is all about. It's all about working on yourself bettering yourself. And that's why some people who don't like retrogrades don't realize that it's a time to slow down and reflect, no matter what planet it is. Because if it's going outward and it's spinning outward, then imagine retrograde is going backwards and within. And so that's just basically reflecting and meditation. So that's how I see Saturn retrograde taking its place right now. Now with Pluto retrograde, secrets are coming out. Secrets are definitely coming out. And it's not even like, oh, a few people know about it. Like conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists they were right. I mean, you could see everything that they have said coming to fruition, and like, just check out Young Pharaoh's channel and you'll know what I'm talking about, okay? But also some things from the Young Pharaoh channel, there's some things I already knew, but then there was also, if I already knew it, he expanded upon it, where it was like even smaller details behind it, and he has amazing insight. So his platform is getting bigger. He's just a huge conspiracy theorist, really a factual person, debater. Yeah, but yeah, like you just see fifth dimension, like the truth will literally set you free, and that's what's happening in this earth right now. Yeah, a lot of dark, deep secrets. Pluto rules Scorpio in 8th house, and that's all about rebirth, death, and, you know, Phoenix rising from the ashes. And that's what I see happening with these peaceful protests that the media is calling riots. You see videos of like police putting bricks in places to incite, you know, violence, and like videos of cops just being like illogical in situations and stressful situations, and not knowing how to handle the pressure of humanity. So I mean, everyone should be corrected, and it's weird how they think that they shouldn't be corrected. But you know, if you watch Pharaoh's channel, you know why they feel like they shouldn't be corrected, which is like, get it together, please get it together. But yeah, so yeah, secrets are coming out, and I feel like a rebirth is going to happen by the end of Pluto retrograde. I feel like everyone is going to just look back at this time and be like, wow, we really collectively did shadow work, and we found out the truth, and we moved accordingly to a plan. And I think it's important for everyone to remain balanced and positive during this time. So moving on to Jupiter retrograde. Jupiter is all about luck and opportunity and expansion. Now, at this moment, you can totally see that in retrograde. A lot of small businesses, shops were closed down, or if you do modeling, like for me per se, like you can't really travel, and that Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and like Sagittarius is all about like, you know, traveling, doing adventurous things, and that has been slowed down right now. Like, I don't know, I mean, people can have fun right now, but like you could see that fun is being put in the background right now, like time to be serious right now. So yeah, like with protests, you know, it's emotional, and it's intense, and it's a very serious topic. You don't really see anything lighthearted about it, except the people who are like doing the cha-cha slide with the cops. What? I don't know. I love light work, but that is just, I don't get it. I don't get it. And yeah, like, I don't know. Yeah, so no one's really having that much fun. No one's really partying right now, you know what I mean? So it's not the time to party. It's the time to like, why did I even want to go to this party? Why would I even do this to someone at this party? Those are the questions that are happening with Jupiter retrograde. Like opportunities being, you know, taking a seat back, and yeah. How else? Um, yeah, like my favorite restaurants. I can't get Postmates. I don't know. But something about that isn't fun for me. Um, but moving on into Venus retrograde. So, like, Venus is the planet of love, unconditional love, to care for someone, beauty, aesthetics, and that's in retrograde. So, this, I mean, people are rioting, and like the cities, they look wild, and some of it's the cops' fault, and then some of it's just like some protesters who just don't care and feel like they should ruin their own city because their ancestors built the city. And so it's like give or take. Like I see both sides. Like shut up. Um However, nonetheless, the fact is if you do mess up the city, it's not really an aesthetic. It's not beauty, you know? It just shows like, oh, you're hurt and you're manifesting it with your hands onto material items into this physical world. And you know, people need to realize that like when you have anger and hate and whatever in your head, it manifests from your hands, and then whatever you create, it's shown. So yeah, so a lot of people are taking a moment. So like let's split it up into two categories. People who are racist and people who are not really all that racist. Um, or just like hate groups and non-hate groups, whatever. People who are hateful and dislike or being prejudiced and like negative energy. Some people are taking a moment because everywhere that they go is like equality. Why are you being rude? Why are you being hateful? They're constantly being shown this reflection, and they're being forced to look at themselves differently, and you know, being they're starting to question like, what if there is beauty on the other side? What if there is equality? What if there's room for equality? Maybe my cup could be full enough of love to share it with others and not just seclude it for other reasons because so-and-so's vibe. Like they're looking at higher vibrations and realizing like, I think I could be a high vibration. I don't have to knock other people down just because I feel negative. I could probably match up to their energy. Some people are just questioning themselves that way. Then you have people who are non-hateful, who are just looking back and just thinking like, I still can give room for more love, for expansion, but also you notice the divisiveness, like people who live their life on an everyday basis of like love and equality for all, peace, unity, love, and light, and peace. We are being forced and shown the people who are just disrespectful and don't know how to love themselves enough to love others. Like we're being forced to see that in our everyday lives. Like that we I was gonna do this finger, but I don't want to flick off the camera. So I'm gonna like keep them separate. So one day we'll be like this though. Okay, so like the people who are like this, like we're being forced to see people who are hateful on an everyday basis, but we're still sending love to them because we're light workers. We're from the fifth dimension point of view. Like if anything, you've probably noticed that like during quarantine, everyone has been doing their light work, or people are reflecting and meditating because they have time and things are slowed down and they can take a breather. And so people were waking up at that moment. Then you have the peaceful protests happening where humanity is consciously doing shadow work. Like the message is clear as day that you know, think about it. Think about yourself and think about why you're doing it. Like this is a whole psychological and sociology little moment that we're having right now. So yeah, I mean, if you're having a hard time right now, just remember your consciousness and remember that mind over matter, soul over flesh. Like, we are souls having a human experience, and I think that's something we have to remember. And I think collectively God is, forcing us to all hold hands right now, whether we like it or not. Like, learn to have love in your heart, and it doesn't matter who they are. If they hate you, still love them. If you hate someone, love them. So yeah, like, just take a moment to reflect on yourself, in your surroundings, the people that you allow into your space. Take a moment to educate everyone that you care about what you know is right, and share that, because secrets are coming out, like Pluto retrograde. But yeah, that's my opinion in whole about what is going on. And leave a comment down below if you have noticed something else within the retrogrades that you want to point out. If you could, please leave heart comments down below, or something that you're grateful for in the comments. And practice mindfulness. Share love in the comments down below. I feel like that's so important. I feel like everyone needs unconditional love. Like, everyone deserves it. So yeah, and then also give this video a thumbs up if you feel like you've noticed these things happening in those worlds, and that you feel like we're gonna end up in a very beautiful world. Like, I feel like we're about to end up in utopia, because a lot of conversations that haven't been talked about are now being talked about, and I love that I get to see this. Like, I feel like this is just a human rights movement. I don't think it's just like Black Lives thing. I think it's just like human rights. Like, come on. I love it. So peace, love, and light. Keep it flowing. Yeah, y'all have a great one, and